You knew he was going to shoot this one, bringing it up the court. He's feeling it now.
We all know Victor Wembanyama, the generational talent, the walking highlight reel, the French wonderkid who took the NBA by storm this season. Well, be ready for more bleu, blanc, and rouge. Because France is delivering not one, but two more French stars in the upcoming draft to join Wemby's army. Welcome to Wonderkid's NBA. We are your hub for all things young stars, diving deep into the league's rising talents with 1,000 IQ analysis, high-flying highlights, and a knack for yapping about prospects that will have you buzzing about the future of basketball. Today, we look at upcoming French wonderkids Alexandre Sarr and Zaccharie Risacher, two prospects being ranked at the top of nearly every draft board. Wembanyama's hometown buddies are going to turn heads in the league. Let's meet them. Alexandre Sarr, the 18-year-old, 7'1" center from France, is not your normal big guy. He's not just a force in the paint. He's a versatile weapon with a talent that's turning attention through the NBA landscape. Sarr's journey to prominence wasn't a standard one. He didn't spend his early years conquering European junior leagues like many others. Instead, he followed a novel path, exhibiting his abilities in the United States' groundbreaking Overtime Elite competition. This program, noted for its concentration on player development and professional-style competition, offered Sarr vital experience against other high prospects. Here, he developed his shooting touch, remarkable quickness for his stature, and the ability to switch and defend on the perimeter. Imagine a young Chris Bosh with the defensive potential of Jaren Jackson Jr., but with even more space for improvement. That's the intriguing package Alexandre Sarr brings to the table. Following his tenure in the Overtime Elite League, Sarr made a risky decision by moving to Australia's NBL to play for the Perth Wildcats alongside NBL GOAT Bryce Cotton. This foreign experience proved to be a masterstroke. Playing against seasoned pros introduced Sarr to a new style of basketball, further improving his abilities and versatility. In his freshman season with the Wildcats, he averaged over 9 points, 4 rebounds, and almost 2 blocks per game. These figures, while they seem mediocre, were produced in a professional league against professional players. He demonstrated not just his offensive talent, but also his defensive brilliance, notably his ability to guard the rim. Sarr's unusual trajectory from the US Developmental League to the professional tiers of Australia has ingrained in him a well-rounded talent and a global perspective on the game. These leagues are harder than college basketball, more physical, and even have their own differences to NBA basketball, with unique play styles and rules, which would have only benefited the young Frenchman. His flexibility, along with his raw skill and opportunity for growth, makes Alexandre Sarr a certain top prospect with the potential to be an important force in the NBA for years to come. Now to his counterpart, Zaccharie Risacher, a name you'll want to note down. 1, because he's going to be good, and 2, because it's kind of a hard name to spell. The 18-year-old prodigy isn't only about following in the footsteps of French basketball superstars that came before him. He's building his own route to success. Basketball runs deep in Risacher's blood. His father, Stéphane Risacher, was a straight beast on the French national team, winning a silver medal at the 2000 Summer Olympics and making his mark in the French Basketball League. Zaccharie appears to have inherited that winning mindset and defensive skill. While specifics of Risacher's early junior career may be under wraps, his ascension through the French basketball system has been nothing short of amazing. He refined his abilities playing for Asvel Basket's youth team in the French Under-21 League. This experience undoubtedly provided a good foundation for him before making his debut with the senior team in 2021. This season, Risacher made a huge stride forward, securing a seat on the squad of JL Borg in France's famous LNB Pro A League after being loaned out. The LNB Pro A is a breeding ground for potential NBA talent, and Risacher has prospered in this tough atmosphere. He's swiftly become a lockdown defender, a reputation that has scouts across the Atlantic buzzing. Risacher's defensive game is where he really thrives. His stature and agility enable him to defend several spots. At 6'9", he can switch onto smaller guards, fight larger players in the post, and has the wingspan and reflexes to be a rim protector. Comparisons to Rudy Gobert are appropriate, although Risacher is a bit smaller and adds a little more defensive flexibility to the table. Visualize a defender who can switch assignments smoothly, smother opponents on the perimeter, and yet contest shots at the rim. That's the sort of defensive presence Risacher brings to the game. What I'm saying is, he basically does everything. While his defensive skill is apparent, Risacher isn't a one-trick pony. This season, he's shocked many with his offensive progress. His shooting technique is fluid and consistent, and he's banging down threes at an incredible 46% clip. The offensive leap he took skyrocketed his stock and shows promise that he will keep improving in that area. Zaccharie Risacher is a rising talent, poised to take the NBA by storm. His defensive dominance, along with his offensive development, makes him a highly sought-after prospect. With a strong work ethic and a winning background, Risacher is primed to join a battalion of French superstars that have recently been opening the eyes of the NBA world. With the NBA draft lottery yet to come, the precise landing positions for Sarr and Risacher remain a mystery. However, given their great potential and stellar seasons, both are predicted as top 5 choices. This means they'll be highly wanted by clubs eager to add a fundamental element to their future. The Detroit Pistons, who were absolutely terrible this year, might be the ideal landing destination for Alexander Sarr. Desperate for a long-term answer at center and power forward, Sarr provides a tantalizing mix of size, rim protection, and promise. He can complement their youthful core surrounding Cade Cunningham, establishing a dangerous young attacking combo. He could even operate well with Duran, possibly playing the 4, creating a scarily exciting, tall defensive duo that just blocks everything that comes into the paint. Envision Sarr prowling the paint, discouraging shots and completing lobs near the rim. His ability to spread the floor with his developing jumper would also offer space for Cunningham and Ivy to drive, help that the young guards desperately need. For Zaccharie Risacher, the San Antonio Spurs may be the ultimate destination. The Spurs have a great history of favouring excellent defense, and Risacher's defensive instincts would fit nicely inside their scheme. Under the direction of the famous Greg Popovich, Risacher might polish his defensive repertoire and become an insane lockdown defender at the NBA level. What's more is that the Spurs would be in the market for a wing after a disappointing season from Keldon Johnson, who struggled to hold down a starting role as the season came to a close. Not to mention the French connection to Victor Wembanyama, adding plus 100 team chemistry instantly. Risacher can lock down your favourite player on the perimeter, and even holds his own against large players in the post. His defensive versatility is a nightmare for opposing attackers. The primary hole in Risacher's profile at this stage of his career is that he's not an advanced shot creator, nor an exceptional jump shooter. This is something he will have to work on continuously, before and after draft night passes. In saying that, he wouldn't be expected to be a key scorer immediately, so time is on his side while Wemby and Vassell take most of the offensive load. Both Sarr and Risacher have the capability to succeed in the NBA, and these prospective landing destinations provide them with the ideal atmosphere to develop their abilities and become impact players from day one.
Given straight back. And Risacher has the free.
Looking beyond the NBA, the presence of Sarr and Risacher has left French basketball fans with many things to be excited about. When you take in already proven players like Wembanyama, Rudy Gobert, and emerging prospects like Bilal Coulibaly, the future of the French national team is looking downright dangerous for rival nations. We might be seeing the start of a golden age for French basketball, with a front court that could dominate international competition for the next decade. Think about a team with Gobert and Sarr giving you 5 blocks per game, then Risacher and Coulibaly, the lockdown defenders who might tally in 5 steals for the night. Oh yeah, and Wemby, who would just add 25 blocks by himself. On paper, the French national team could shape up to be one of the best defensive teams ever one day. The promise that these European youngsters are showing is nuts. We've already seen the likes of Luka, Jokic, and now Wemby put American basketball on notice, but they only opened the floodgates. Keep an eye on the draft for these 2 prospects and what they can do. The future of French basketball is bright. If you like keeping up with basketball's young stars, then you'll love what we have in store for you. Join us next time as we look at another up-and-coming NBA wonderkid.
Younger veterans here on the squad. Babacar Sané.